Andrew Matheson swings up the track. Ben Nepal comes through on the inside. Down the front straight now, 31 to go. Ling rolls up the track. Palmer comes through to replace him. Martin Loney coming through, leading down the front straight as we get 30 laps to go. Loney swings up, Matheson comes through. We head down the back straight. Matheson moving up the track, and it looks like Ben Nepal's putting in a little bit of a surge. Not much of one though, as we get 29 laps to go. Down the back straight, Ling rolls up the track now. It's Justin Palmer on the front. Martin Loney now down the back straight, leading this group. "27 laps remaining. Round the bend, down the front straight, 26 to go. A look over the shoulder from Ryan Bates. He swings up the track, and he's going to wait for this lead group to catch. Martin Loney at the front, 25 to go. And this breakaway just rolling nice and consistent turns. Josh Rayner, the only one from this lap group, trying to make his way onto the back of them. "24 to go. Round the bend, down the front straight, 23 laps remaining in this race. Martin Loney on the front. As we head down the back straight, the race pretty much all back together. Josh Rayner just letting a gap open for Martin Loney to fill. But it's filled by Ben Nepal first. 22 to go. Down the back straight. "21 to go. Martin Loney leading down the back straight, swings up the track. And he's going to let Justin Palmer come through. Palmer just gapping the rider behind him. Josh Rayner swings up. Chris Ling is going to take the front as Palmer swings up. Shannon Duggan moving up the track before he has to pull a turn. So it's Andrew Matheson who's on the front at the moment. 19 laps to go. Ben Nepal now leads. Around the bend, down the back straight. "18 laps remaining. Chris Ling on the front. "17 to go. Out of the seat and down the front straight comes Shannon Duggan. Oh! And the race neutralizes. So just for you listeners at home, there's been a crash. Shannon Duggan coming down over the handlebars. It looks like maybe he just tried to stop pedaling or something, and his back wheel's kicked up. He's come over the bars. Martin Loney has ridden straight into him. Loney's back on the bike, but Shannon Duggan is at the bottom of the track, by the looks of it, in quite a bit of pain. The race is neutralized.
Oh, look at this, the TV broadcast crew here. Good job, boys. So something coming through. Then 1, 2, 2.
That goes through.
So it's not from that mic.
No, that one's off.
1, 2.
Have you stopped streaming? Test, 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 test. Can you hear me? So am I coming through here?
Good job.
cleaned and repaired, and then we will get back underway with the racing. We'll start again at 20 laps to go. And the whistle goes. Justin Palmer on the front. Down the front straight we come now, 19 laps to go. Martin Loney swings up the track. Chris Ling comes through. Ling leads us down the back straight. Bernie Swart just giving the wheel of Justin Palmer to Martin Loney. Swart, Rayner and Bates all a lap down. Ben Nepple swings up the track. Ryan Bates leads down the front straight. 17 laps to go. $16 to go. Justin Palmer on the front, looks over his shoulder, swings up the track. It's Martin Loney back on the front. Around the bend and down the front straight. They come, 15 laps to go. Nepple swings up the track. Down the front straight now. Look over the shoulder from Bernie Swart as he takes the lead. 14 to go. Putting the pressure on and stretching those riders out. And they make their way around the bend and down the back straight. Swart onto the duckboard. Swings up to the top of the track now. Justin Palmer keeping the pace high as he rolls through. 13 to go for the peloton as Palmer swings up. Short turn from Martin Loney. Andrew Matheson on the front now. Now it's Chris Ling. Ryan Bates swings up the track. 11 laps to go. Bernie Swart moves up. Justin Palmer on the front now. Is my sound coming through? Okay. Palmer swings up. Short turn again from Loney. Short turn from Ben Nepple as well. Chris Ling following the wheel of Nepple as he rolls off. Andrew Matheson swings up. Josh Rayner leads down the back straight. Justin Palmer on the front now, 9 laps to go. Palmer looks over his shoulder, rolls up the track. Martin Loney swings up now. Short turn from Ben Nepple as Matheson swings up. Bernie Swart now in the lead as Chris Ling swings up. Josh Rayner on the front. Down the back straight we go. Justin Palmer swings up the track. Martin Loney leads down the front straight. 7 to go. Look over the shoulder. Flick of the elbow from Loney. Swart swings up. Ling on the front. Now it's Swart on the front as we get 6 laps to go. Round the bend, flick of the elbow from Martin Loney. Down the front straight we come. It's Chris Ling who leads. 5 to go. Down the back straight. Swart swings up almost into Ryan Bates as Bates comes over the top. 4 laps to go. Bates on the attack. No move to chase from Bernie Swart. There is a move to chase from Justin Palmer, though. As we head down the back straight, Palmer starts to up the speed. Martin Loney at the front of the peloton now, trying to chase down Ryan Bates. With 3 laps to go, and Bates a lap down on the peloton. He's not a threat to any of the many of the riders in the peloton. 2 to go now. And there's a move from Ben Neppel as well, down the back straight. Bernie Swart just slipping back. The bell rings, 1 lap to go. Neppel with a lot of speed. Out of the bank, down the back straight. Over the top of Ryan Bates he goes. Bates slipping back, just trying to stay out of the way. Here comes Loney, but it's Ben Neppel who holds on. Pat on the back from Palmer. Pat on the back from Loney as well. Good sportsmanship at the end there. Very good move from Ben Neppel. "15 kilometres is their race. "59 laps remaining. James Falascio swings up. Down the back straight. Scott Smith on the front. A look over the shoulder from John Stafford before he swings up the track. 58 laps remaining, and there's a surge coming from the rider on the front there. That might be Clint Thompson. Luke Bonner keeping the pace high. And he swings up. It's Nick Banks-Watson now on the front, leading them down the back straight. .56 laps to go. And it's Chris Kennett on the front. Kennett swings up. Falaccio pulls a short turn. Swanbury follows. It's Scott Smith moving forwards in the middle there. And coming down the front straight, there's a move from Jeremy Hobson. Starting to pull away. Nick Banks-Watson is going to try to shut it down. Down the back straight, the gap continues to close. Scott Smith letting a gap open up in the middle of the peloton there. But as the group slows down, he closes the gap as well. Luke, we can only see the start list. .53 laps to go. A little bit of a split in the group. Down the back straight. Nick Banks-Watson on the front, keeping those other riders under pressure. 52 laps to go. Scott Smith just letting the gap open up. Round the bend, down the front straight, flick of the elbow from Jeremy Hobson. Nick Banks-Watson rolls through. Banks-Watson swings up. Luke Bonner makes his way forwards. .50 laps to go. Bonner on the front. Check over the shoulder, flicks his elbow and swings up the track. Clint Thompson on the front now. Thompson swings up and Hobson goes on the attack again. Everyone pretty much following pretty comfortably. Scott Smith again, just struggling to hold the wheel in front of him. As the pressure gets on, he flicks his elbow, gets out of the way before the damage is too bad. 48 laps to go. Everyone calms back down. Luke Bonner on the counter-attack. He starts to pull away. No one chasing yet. Down the back straight, Bonner continuing to open up a gap to the riders behind. And here comes James Falaccio. Down the front straight, 47 laps to go. Nick Banks-Watson and Clint Thompson going with him. Down the back straight, Luke Bonner still with a gap, but Nick Banks-Watson is closing it quickly. And we head around the bend and down the front straight, 46 laps remaining. Bonner makes his way onto the group that was chasing him down. Jeremy Hobson trying to make his way onto this group. And he's dragging another rider with him. I think that is Chris Kennett. So 4 have become 6 and they're about to become 7. Round the bend, down the front straight, flick of the elbow from Thompson. 44 laps to go. John Stafford just off the back there. And now he makes his way onto the wheel of Clint Thompson. Moves up towards Jeremy Hobson. .43 to go. Down the front straight, Bonner on the front, 42 to go. Flicks his elbow, swings up the track. James Falaccio swings up. .41 laps remaining. Nick Banks-Watson swings up the track. Clint Thompson comes through. Few surges, but no one being able to pull away from this group really yet. .40 laps to go. Luke Bonner leads them down the back straight. .39 laps remaining. James Falaccio in the lead. Falaccio swings up the track. Down the back straight now. Nick Banks-Watson putting the pressure on as he comes down the front straight. 38 laps to go. Banks-Watson swings up the track. Hobson swings up the track. Look over the shoulder from Clint Thompson before he moves up. Luke Bonner on the front now. James Falaccio leads. Now it's Chris Kennett who comes through on the inside. Kennett swings up. Bonner through after a short turn from Hobson. 36 laps to go. James Falaccio leads them down the back straight now. .35 to go. It's Nick Banks-Watson who leads. And he swings up. Clint Thompson follows his wheel. Short turn from Luke Bonner. Chris Kennett coming through up the inside. 34 laps to go. Kennett swings up. Falaccio rolls through. Look over the shoulder from Luke Bonner before he rolls up the track. Thompson comes through down the front straight. 33 laps remaining. Nick Banks-Watson putting the pressure on now. 32 laps to go for the group. He swings up the track. Chris Kennett comes through. Now it's Jeremy Hobson. Luke Bonner on the front now. Settles into his bars. 31 to go. Flick of the elbow from Bonner. Thompson leads. Down the back straight. .30 laps remaining. Nick Banks-Watson on the front. The pace has really picked up. The riders just trying to put each other under a bit of pressure. Jeremy Hobson skipping a turn there. 29 laps to go. Falaccio skipping a turn as well. Bonner on the front. He moves up the track. Clint Thompson leads now around the bend and down the front straight. Nick Banks-Watson coming forwards. 28 laps to go. Flick of the elbow from Banks-Watson. Hobson pulls a short turn. It's Luke Bonner who leads us down the back straight. Looking over his shoulder, trying to just eye up the track. 27 laps remaining. Bonner swings up, Falaccio rolls through. Chris Kennett coming forwards now. 26 laps to go. Flick of the elbow from Kennett. And Clint Thompson just puts in a bit of a surge to stretch out the group again and animate the race a little bit. Thompson swings up. Nick Banks-Watson keeps the pace high as we get 25 laps to go. A little bit of a gap opening up between Falaccio and Hobson. Banks-Watson swings up. Bonner leads as we head down the front straight. 24 to go. .23 laps remaining. Kennett comes through. Kennett swings up, short turn from Falaccio. Banks-Watson leads down the back straight. .22 to go. Bonner swings up. Hobson swings up. Thompson swings up. So it's Falaccio that leads us down the back straight. Bit of pressure coming from Luke Bonner now. Group just being stretched out a bit more as we get 20 laps to go. A look over the shoulder from Nick Banks-Watson. He's put in a bit of a gap to Luke Bonner. Swings up the track. Bonner swings up the track as well. Kennett and Hobson there struggling to hold on. And Bonner's going to try to take advantage of this. Down the front straight we go. Luke Bonner with a little bit of a gap to Nick Banks-Watson. 18 laps remaining in this race. Luke Bonner swings back up. Nick Banks-Watson takes the front. The group does slow down, but it is still opening a gap to Kennett and Hobson. And James Falaccio is going to try to up the pace a bit more. Down the back straight now, Nick Banks-Watson on the front. Round the bend and down the front straight, Luke Bonner leading. 14 laps to go, so we're slowly reaching the pointy end of this race. Look over the shoulder from Bonner. Hobson now makes his way down the back straight. .13 to go. Nick Banks-Watson on the front. Banks-Watson looks over his shoulder, swings up the track. Clint Thompson takes the front now. Now it's Luke Bonner again. 12 laps to go. .11 laps to go. Nick Banks-Watson swings up the track. Short turn from Falaccio behind. Clint Thompson leads. Down the front straight comes Luke Bonner. And the group is stretched out. Christopher Kennett closes the gap. Swings up the track. James Falaccio follows. Nick Banks-Watson moves forwards up the inside, and Falaccio is going to try to take him. Take his wheel. Swings up the track, and Clint Thompson comes through up the inside. We're 4 abreast down the front straight. And Luke Bonner moves forwards just to try to stretch out and animate the race again, as he has been doing for a lot of the race so far. Round the bend, down the front straight now. 8 laps to go. Luke Bonner looks over his shoulder, flicks his elbow, swings up the track. Nick Banks-Watson makes his way down the back straight. Seven laps to go. Down the back straight now. Luke Bonner coming over the top. Swings up the track. James Falaccio follows. Nick Banks-Watson makes his way forwards up the inside. We get 5 laps to go now. We're really starting to get close to the end here. Banks-Watson swings up the track. Luke Bonner swings up the track. James Falaccio follows. Clint Thompson on the inside. He moves up now, so the whole group is sitting high on the velodrome at the moment. We make our way down the front straight, 4 laps to go. Christopher Kennett leads at the moment. Kennett swings up, Falaccio swings up, Bonner through up the inside, putting in another move, putting those rear riders under pressure. Nick Banks-Watson closing the gap to him before it becomes unmanageable. Around the bend we come, down the front straight. 2 laps to go now. Kennett and Hobson, it looks like, are just struggling to hold on. Jeremy Hobson closing the gap to Falaccio. Down the back straight, Nick Banks-Watson comes over the top of Luke Bonner into the bend. He's really putting in a gap to the riders behind. Down the front straight, the bell rings. Nick Banks-Watson starting to pull away. Clint Thompson trying to fight back. Down the back straight, there's a bit of a competition between Thompson and Falaccio. Nick Banks-Watson is just way too strong down the front straight. He will cross the line, fist in the air. He's very happy with the way he finished that. And fair dinkum, because that was a good finish for Nick Banks-Watson there. Hand on the shoulder there from James Falaccio in congratulation. And we are underway with the Masters Women 5 to 8 scratch race final. 40 laps, 10 kilometres for these women. $39 to go. Julie Barnett moving forwards up the inside after Anna Witten swings off. Anna Davis on the front there. We saw yesterday how dominant she was. It looks like we're likely to see that again. She stretches out the group. Round the bend and down the front straight. Davis leading, 36 to go. Deborah Cools on her wheel. Little bit of a gap opening up in the middle of the bunch as well between Sherry-Ann Prosolentis and the rider in front of her, Alison Hale. $34 laps to go. Prosolentis swings up so she's not impeding the other riders. Sharon McGuigan shutting the gap as quickly as possible. Davis swings up. Down the front we come. Gabrielle Belts, Deborah Cools, Carolyn Jones and Julie Barnett all moving high. So up the inside comes Alison Hale. And here over the top comes Anna Davis. Davis out of the seat. Gabrielle Belt saw it coming and she's followed the wheel. 32 laps to go. No one else able to follow the move though. Deborah Cools at the front of the peloton. Clever move from Gabrielle Belts trying to follow Anna Davis. 31 to go. Davis keeping the pace high. Gabrielle Belts struggling to hold on to her out of the seat for another kick just to try to make her way onto the wheel of Davis. The gap is closing. Davis looks over her shoulder, keeps the pressure on as they head down the front straight. The gap is continuing to close. 30 laps to go. Anna Davis still on the front, ahead of Gabrielle Belts. Sharon McGuigan in the peloton just swinging up there. Deborah Cools takes the front of the peloton. Alison Hale was just trying to make her way forwards. 29 laps to go. And the peloton slow down. And Gabrielle Belts is just letting that gap open up. She was so close. Anna Davis is continuing to pull away. 28 laps to go for those two. Gabrielle Belts couldn't shut it down, and now the gap is opening. Both riders making their way down the front straight. The peloton not pushing at the moment. Gabrielle Belts might not be able to catch up to Anna Davis, but she may be able to catch the peloton and then ride out the rest of this race a lap ahead. We watch Anna Davis catch the peloton. Out of the seat. She'll go over the top like she did yesterday. Deborah Cools on the front. Davis over the top. Cools out of the seat to try to respond. Lisa Benjamin trying to go with Davis this time. No one else trying to follow the wheel of Davis though as we head down the back straight. Benjamin closing the gap to Davis pretty quickly. 25 to go. Gabrielle Belts makes her way onto the back of the peloton. Just as she has to make that last little effort, there's a move on the front by Anna Witten. Davis leads Benjamin around. Gabrielle Belts again, just with a few more meters to make up. She's just off the back. Anna Witten might fill that gap that exists though. Lisa Benjamin this time, struggling to hold on to the wheel of Anna Davis. They head down the back straight. Benjamin looks across the track and sees the peloton. Davis pulls away from Benjamin, and it looks like Benjamin will wait for the peloton to catch her. "22 laps to go" is what the peloton are getting now. Anna Davis comes around to get 21 to go. "20 to go." Lisa Benjamin lets Anna Witten make her way onto her wheel. So Benjamin is caught. She didn't get to take a lap. Anna Davis is going to come around and is about to take her second lap of this race. I assume it won't be the last. Up the inside this time. Davis out of the seat again, and she leads down the front straight. No one following this time. No one is going to try to go with Anna Davis. So there's no reaction from the peloton. They're continuing to ride their own race. At the moment, it's going to be a fight for third. Gabrielle Belts a lap up on the peloton, and the only one a lap up on the peloton as well. So she will have secured herself second for the time being. 15 laps remaining, and Anna Davis is just continuing to pull away. Half a lap is the gap between the two groups. 15 to go. Sharon McGuigan swings up the track. Down the front straight they come. 13 laps to go. Look over the shoulder from Deborah Cools. And moving up the inside is Anna Witten. Witten just putting in a bit of a surge there, and Cools shutting it down quickly. So we come around the bend, down the front straight. We're going to get 12 laps to go. Look over the shoulder from Anna Witten. Before she swings up the track, Deborah Cools rolls through. And coming through again is Anna Davis. Out of the seat again. 11 laps to go. Deborah Cools on the front of the peloton. Julie Barnett on the front now as they come down the front straight. 10 laps remaining in this race. Down the front straight comes the peloton again. Cool swinging up. Gabrielle Belts moving forward. Here comes Anna Davis down the front straight. 8 laps to go for her. Seven laps to go for Anna Davis now. She's going to catch the peloton again. Gabrielle Belts on the front. A little bit of an increase in pace from the peloton, but not much of one. Belts out of the seat. She sees Anna Davis come through, and she makes a move this time. 6 laps to go. Davis out of the seat. This time some riders are going to try to go with her. They didn't do Rebecca Whedon putting the other riders under pressure there. Jackie Manglemore through up the inside. We make our way down the front straight. 28 laps to go. Manglemore on the front as we head down the back straight. She's out of the seat to respond to a move being made by Emily Williams. Williams coming over the top and down the front straight now. Gabrielle Thomas following the wheels. We get 27 laps to go. The group stretched out as we head down the back straight. Williams swings up. Thomas follows. Jackie Manglemore swings up now as well. Sarah Stevens moving forwards up the inside. Stevens moves up the track. Jackie Manglemore follows. Erica Lunny moving forwards up the inside now as we get 25 to go. Down the back straight now. Shannon Clark making her way forwards over the top of Erica Lunny. Heather Mailman now moving forwards. Mailman just stretching the group out as she comes through and on the front. 23 laps remaining. Emma Jackson swings up the track. Lonnie follows. Rebecca Whedon making a move. Gabrielle Thomas quick to follow. Emily Hanbury trying to follow as well. Down the front straight, 22 laps to go. Hanbury leads us around. Emily Williams now leads down the back straight. .21 to go. Down the back straight we go. Sarah Stevens moving up. Emily Williams moving up over the top of Stevens now. Down the back straight we go. And there's a move by Gabrielle Thomas. Down the front straight, Jackie Manglemore quick to follow. 19 laps remaining in this race. Manglemore swings up. Whedon moving forwards up the inside. .18 laps to go. Over the top comes Laurelie Moss now. Jackie Manglemore responding very quickly. Down the back straight, the two of them are together and they are starting to pull away. Gabrielle Thomas trying to follow. Emily Williams trying to follow as well. Down the front straight, Laurelie Moss still leading. Looks over her shoulder, swings up the track. 17 laps to go. Jackie Manglemore doesn't want to go with her. Gabrielle Thomas and Emily Williams both catch now. Up the inside and making a counterattack is Emily Williams. 16 laps to go. Another move by Laurelie Moss around the bend, down the front straight. 15 laps remaining. And that move by Moss bridges to Williams. Round the bend. Down the front straight we come now. Jackie Menglemore swings up the track. Emily Hanbury comes through up the inside. Thirteen laps to go. Down the back straight. Gabrielle Thomas swings up the track. Rebecca Whedon moves forwards up the inside. Eleven laps to go. Rebecca Whedon. Whedon leads. Gabrielle Thomas makes a move over the top. Jackie Menglemore quick to follow. Right onto the wheel of Thomas. Heather Mailman. Heather Mailham following. 10 to go. Everyone's still together. And we come down the back straight, the group all bunched up. Down the back straight, around the bend. It's Rebecca Whedon who leads at the moment, just keeping an eye on the riders behind. 8 laps remaining. Down the back straight, we're slowly starting to pick up a bit of speed. You can see the group stretching out a little bit more than it was 1 or 2 laps ago. 7 laps remaining. Shannon Clark trying to improve her position there. No one trying to take the wheel of Rebecca Whedon. Maybe for fear of getting boxed in. Gabrielle Thomas over the top, making another move. Shannon Clark and Jackie Menglemore both trying to close it down. 6 to go. Menglemore shuts it down. No counter. Erica Lunny moving forwards, but it doesn't look like she's trying to make a counter move. Rebecca Whedon retakes the lead. Seems to be that that's where she wants to be. We come down the front straight. 5 laps to go. Around the bend, down the front straight we come. 4 laps to go. Rebecca Whedon on the front. Jackie Menglemore looks over her shoulder, just trying to keep an eye on the other riders. Around the bend now, we come down the front straight. We're going to get 3 laps to go. So we're quickly approaching the end here. Menglemore starting to push forwards a bit more. Rebecca Whedon slipping back now as Meng Lamore comes forwards. Two laps to go. Emily Williams moving forwards, Laurelie Moss moving forwards, Jackie Meng Lamore moving forwards as well. Just trying to get a lead over everyone else out of the seat, down the back straight. Jackie Meng Lamore starting to gap the rider behind. That's Erica Lunny. Lunny's slipping back. Emily Williams is going to try to take the wheel of Meng Lamore as we come down the front straight. The bell rings. Emily Williams is not able to close the gap, and Meng Lamore is just pulling away from everybody else. Down the back straight we go. Williams in second. Laurelie Moss coming forwards over Emily Williams. It's Jackie Meng Lamore who comes down the front straight and will cross the line leagues ahead of everyone else. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have presentations. That was the last race of the evening. So when presentations are over, today will be over. We'll see you all tomorrow. The stream will still run for presentations. Just a quick shout out to Luke and Will and Felicity and Scott, who were doing the cameras and the stream for you all today. See you guys tomorrow.